And good morning. Welcome to today's race is presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fusel. We're getting an early start this morning here for the handicapping show. We have a special early post time today, 12 noon for the first of 10 races. Big card today, 6 stake races. We had a couple days off, but now we have the big 4-day holiday weekend. What a card we have today.
We've got a run of some really good racing coming up right now today. 6 stakes races, some highly competitive events on today's card. I think the Gin Talking might be the most contentious race on this card this afternoon. Looking forward to it. Had to stop at the bank machine, load up with some cash. I'm sure I'll hit it a couple more times before Tuesday.
All right, let's show you what we have wrapping up the season here with 6 stakes worth $550,000. We have the Dave's Friend, the Gin Talking, the half, the 38 Go-Go, the Jennings, and the Politely. So the stakes action starts in race 3. We have some good video spotlights, some good sound bites. We have all the stakes covered for you. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year from the Maryland Jockey Club. Here's our New Year holiday racing schedule. Live racing today, special early post 12 noon. Then we go to our live racing tomorrow, Sunday. Then live racing Monday and Tuesday. First race post time for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday will be 12:30, as far as I know. Just an early post time today. But 4 straight days of live racing for that's how you ring in the new year. And sometimes on New Year's Day you do the double header. You do the live racing here in the afternoon, then you go to Charlestown for night. We used to do that in college, to do the double header on New Year's Day. So big holiday weekend here. It's like a 4-day weekend. Well, people were probably off all last week for Christmas, right? Now it's a 4-day weekend leading into New Year.
Extended holiday, gearing up. It's a good time of year. I mean, we've got the football going on as well, leading into the playoffs. You've got all your action here at Laurel Park. So a good place to settle in and enjoy the ride.
You can watch all the football, all the college football today, and now the NFL tomorrow. All the football in the horse racing up there, and the new sports book with that 75-foot LED wall with all the action. Let's show you a picture of the main track here today. Now, we had a lot of rain yesterday. The rain stopped yesterday late afternoon. We had no rain last night, no rain this morning, and no rain today, but we had a lot of rain yesterday early on, so we're going to start with a bit of an off track. We're going to start with a good track today, right?
I think that's a fair assessment of the racetrack. Definitely some moisture still holding. You see a couple little slivers of wetness there in the racetrack. So, started it good. We need this sunshine to stay out, maybe a little bit of a breeze. We'll get this track the fast if we can before the end of the racing card.
All right, so fair to say it's a good to fast track?
Yeah, almost a wet fast. Some guys like to classify a track like this as wet fast.
Okay. All right, so that's the track conditions for today. Let's get right to it here. Race 1. Race 1's going to start the Rolling Super High 5. That has a low 15% takeout, the Rolling Super High 5. We have that every race with 7 or more horses, so if they don't hit it here in the opener, that'll carry over to race 2. Also, race 1, we kick off the early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. Also, it's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5 starting in race 1. Race 1, we're going 6 furlongs here, claiming $16,000 for 3-year-old fillies or older. Filly mares never won 3. I have the 1 on top, Cocktail Waitress, but we have you like the 5. We'll get to the 5 in a second. Well, we have a stat there on the Prevailing Party and Hammy Smith. But let's talk about our top picks here. I go with the 1 Cocktail Waitress, Claudio Gonzalez, your leading trainer. He gets his go-to jockey, Joe Mortores. They're 24% together. This for a 3-year-old filly by Jersey Town. She's 4 for 4 in the money here at Laurel Park. A big win against Starter Allowance Company, 2 back with a 66 buyer. Maybe bounced a little bit last out. Still a good third against tougher company. Now a nice class relief today for the 1 Cocktail Waitress.
Yeah, she hasn't done that big jump as some of these recent claims of Claudio Gonzalez. But I think if 7, Castle Ridge, comes away alertly. She had a legitimate excuse out of the break last time. She's almost just as quick as Cocktail Waitress. I think these two get engaged early. They take that battle to the stretch, and I'm looking for a horse to come from off the pace in here. I like the 8 to Wildcat Sunshine for Ricky Silliman, along with the 5 Prevailing Party, but the 8 looking at the Wildcat Sunshine. She's got the better of Cocktail Waitress a few races back when she was in the Corrales barn, and she just, she made a big, long, sustained run at a mile and a 16th last time, and it just got to her late. She just couldn't quite finish, turning back in distance. Ricky's done well the past 2 years. I got a little the dirt sprint. First off, I claimed 2 for 9, 5 for 9 in the money with a positive ROI. Silliman has quietly had one of his better years, no doubt about it. Like the way his horses have been racing. Yep. I think your horse getting a lot of play now. I think Prevailing Party gets class relief. We've got a stat for Ham Smith and the 5 Prevailing Party in this opener. Here we go. Last 3 years, Hammy Smith, 8 for 29. 28%, Stan, with dirt sprinters, third off of a layoff. There's that ROI, a gaudy $3.85. Picks up McCarthy. We saw him score at a price with Moon, Virginia. Got that horse to finish. Prevailing Party, definite class relief in this race today. Out of open races, now coming into a condition race. Sneaky price play. I think she's going to float up from that 5 to 2 of what we see right now.
All right, yeah, her last 2 haven't been very good, but this will be her 3rd race back off the layoff, and you get a top jock like Trevor McCarthy. They scored, like you mentioned, nice price on Moon, Virginia a few weeks back, so I didn't use the 5. We both like the 2 here. Final Fear from Mary Epler, sharp win last out. A big rally from far back last out to get up by a half length. That was against 16,000, 2 life. So a little bit of a step up here today. It stays at the same claiming level, just a different lifetime condition. Rosario Montanez stays aboard here, the 2 Final Fear.
Yeah, just trying to work through the conditions. This 3-year-old filly by Fear the Cape. But, boy, she's really gotten a finishing gear right now. A horse that used to do some of its better work, maybe up close to the pace. Mary's one of the best of getting horses to kind of change their running style if need be. And she's gotten this horse in the morning, I guess, to sit back and finish the last quarter of a mile. Yeah, she's going to have to step it up a little bit by the speed figure. When you'll really characterize it. I think this horse is on the improve, and the way I see a pace flow up in here, I think she's going to be running late and could really pull a big upset in here, no doubt.
All right, so early pick 5 starts in race 1. Let's turn the page here. The early pick 4, we have 3 pick 4s this afternoon. Early pick 4 starts in race 2, going 6 furlongs here, claiming 12,500 for filly and mares. Never won 2 lifetimes, so 12-5, 2 life condition here. 4 filly and mares, 6 furlongs. I have the 2 Paz the Wine on top. A nice maiden score last out. That was back in early November on a good track, going 6 furlongs with Trevor McCarthy aboard against Maiden 10,000 Company. Good 46 buyer that day. She's run 2 good races in a row this fall here at Laurel Park on the main track. McCarthy gets back aboard here. 4-year-old filly by Mission and Passable. She's been rested up since that maiden score, and motion about 19% with horses coming back off this kind of freshening. So I'll go with the 2 Paz of Wine, looking for back-to-back wins here at Laurel.
She doesn't have any real big explosive move, and the field just might come back to her. The 1 Crentaguru has a lot of speed to the inside, and I think will be hard sent. But Bagels and Locks, boy, what a funky break this horse has. I know I should have used this horse as a video spotlight. We had so many other ones we want to show with the stakes.
Sure.
She came away awfully awkward. Rank at the break, then jumped up again in the air, was able to quickly recover and scored, was bet down to 5 to 2 that day, off since June, came back that June 9th and absolutely whistled with something left in the tank. I think the 1 is going to go out. I think Bagels and Locks can go ahead and sit. If she breaks alertly, she's fresh. She's run buyers in the lower 50s on the dirt. I think she can improve off of that last score and go ahead and win it at a shorter price.
Yeah, came back with a sharp win with Angel Suarez aboard. Farrier had a big weekend last weekend with a couple wins, so the barn going in the right direction. I used the 6 Bagels and Locks in my top 3. I have the 9 in my exact here on the outside. Very charming for Scott Lake. A good second at Parks 2 starts ago against 7,500 2 life. Didn't run very well. Ran okay last out up at Penn National, stepping up to 15,000 2 life. Carol Cedeno gets aboard. Cedeno and Scott Lake, they're awfully good together. They're 20% here in Maryland. So I think the 9, very charming, gets a nice trouble-free stalking trip on the outside today.
A little jump up last time back to this level. So the horse had to drop to the maiden 5 ranks at Delaware to get through the maiden. She needs to show me a little bit more. She's kind of like Paz the Wine. I don't know if they're going to make up the ground. I just think Bagels and Locks, if she comes away clear, she's going to open up a daylight advantage by the time they turn for home. Corvid is my horse to kind of suck up at a piece. Ricardo D'Angelo claimed this horse out of the open 5, now back to a condition. That middle move was good enough, from 3/8 up to mid-stretch and just a little flat line at the 7 furlong distance turning back. And this trainer's had a couple horses run well off the claim. They haven't won, but they've hit the board. So I think Corvid is definitely a horse that's going to make a run and maybe complete your exactas and help your tries.
And you get Daniel Centeno there on the 3 Corvids in race 2. So let's turn the page. The stakes action starts here in race 3 with the $100,000 heft stakes for 2-year-olds. Going 7 furlongs. My top pick, your top pick as well. We both went with the 2 win-win-win. Well, we have a video spotlight. We'll get to that in a second on the 1 Always Mining. But we both go against Always Mining, who was very impressive last out in the Maryland Juvenile Futurity. But the 2 win-win-win, a homebred for Live Oak Stud, 2 for 2 here at Laurel Park. That was a good-looking allowance win last out by 6.5. 82 buyer speed figure. That puts them right there. Pimentel back aboard for Trombetto. They've been strong all fall together. So we're both on this good-looking 2-year-old for Trombetto.
Yeah, maybe a little green still through mid-stretch. The horse was kind of getting in a little bit, but boy, did he hit another gear.
Right.
Boy, the final 16th of a mile. This horse, you see the short comment, eager, drew off under pressure under Pimentel. Looks like he could be any kind. And reading some of the press releases and the articles, and Mike was saying, he thought 5.5 might be just a little too short for this horse. A horse that looks like he wants to go ahead and cover a little bit more ground. 5.5 to 7, not an easy thing to do for these younger horses, but this horse looks more than capable right now visually from what he showed in his last start.
All right, the 1 Always Mining, very sharp form right now for trainer Kelly Ruby, but the 1 hole going 7 furlongs can get the best of them beaten. That's what Always Mining has to overcome today. Breaking from the rail, going 7 furlongs, tough assignment. Maybe Centeno goes right to the front on the 1 Always Mining, so the break's going to be the key, but Pimentel, I think, going to be all over the 1 Always Mining early on. We have a video spotlight of Always Mining. Here's the race from December 8th in the Maryland Juvenile Futurity.
Yeah, and he got the advantage early. He was able to just kind of nurse on the lead, just a little bit of hand coaxing there by Daniel Centeno. Came up from Florida, right, for the mount, and is going to come back again today, make the plane ride up from sunny Florida. But, yeah, this horse just responds. You see the short comment shaking up the quarter pole, really didn't get any challenge. This is a race where our Brain Trust took plenty of play. That was the horse that ran big up in New York, right, was coming off a little freshening. Maybe he wasn't fully cranked, but Always Mining, big, good-looking horse. Son of Stay Thirsty, just widening here. No doubt covering the ground. Yeah, does he? I don't think he necessarily needs a lead either. He showed a rating gear a few races back when breaking his maiden. He's in fine form right now. 81 buyer last time out. Shorter field here. Scratch the 3, Zulu Legend. Scratch the 4, right, B. Lau. So that leaves us with 5. Riders race early on. I don't think anybody's going to really escape to a big early lead. So I think they're going to be close. Press Virginia, you got to respect the form. Comes in with a perfect record out of Penn National and Parks. Last time I just absolutely galloped after trouble. I don't think 7 furlongs. He showed it on a heavier track. Comes down to a track that might have a little bit more bounce in it, too. That might move this horse up. Press Virginia, Service Always Dangerous in these stakes. Any one of those 3, I think, could be the favorite in here. They're going to be close at the windows.
If Always Mining has any different post than the 1 hole, I picked the horse on top.
All
Absolutely.
Right.
I think he's the best horse in the race, or at least the most accomplished horse in the race, and so impressive in that last win we just showed you. And you're right, our Brain Trust is a runner. He beat a bunch of horses last summer that have come back to win Great Stakes Company. And our Brain Trust came back with a big effort last out. So Always Mining is going to be locked and loaded. Centeno, a top journeyman rider. And you're right, it's going to be a rider's race. Centeno is going to have to break sharp from the 1 hole, but Pimentel is going to be right there with the 2. and so is Pennington's on the 6th Press Virginia,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, no, I mean, all these horses, similar styles. They want to kind of be on or near the lead. They should all show that they've got some finish in their races. This is going to be a heck of a race, no doubt about it, from the quarter pole. If anybody kind of runs away with this, they're going to be a horse to look at clearly down the line,
sure.
no doubt. There's a good group of horses.
And then you had the leading rider of the meet, Trevor McCarthy, sitting on this 2-year-old by the Factor, first start in the Jason Service Barn. He's 38% and a big positive ROI. This horse had a big maiden score last out at Churchill late November. Been working well since then. He's well bred. Top connections here. Your leading rider, McCarthy, maybe just kind of takes back on the outside and watches all the speed on the inside and might get a dream trip sitting 3rd or 4th on the in the clear on the outside.
Clearly, the biggest test he's going to face. But when you see Jason Service, first-time Jason Service, that catches your eye. He hits it a big rate. He hits it in a big rated stakes.
Right.
So that's the respect factor that comes in. Shorter field, but a very talented field, it looks like, right here in the heft.
Yeah, some nice 2-year-olds for sure. Let's turn the page here. You like the middle pick 4. That starts here in race 4, a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. Some potential superstars maybe in this race. We're going 6 furlongs. You have a middle pick 4 ticket. Let's check it out, see how you played it.
Yeah, take a couple angles because I think the Gin Talking in race 6 is absolutely a crapshoot. 4th race, we're going to single Hammy. Let's hope this horse can come back and come close to that debut run because that was as sharp as one of the sharper 2-year-old debuts I've seen over this racetrack. An $80,000 purchase that just got beat by Danza Rebel, who's kind of become a key horse in these 2-year-old races. So we're going to go ahead and single Going for Gold. In the 5th race, we're going to single Rockin' On By. I think he can go ahead and stretch out in a mile. Claudio's got him dead razor sharp right now. He's going to be screaming for run, I think, top of the stretch. 6th race, we go All Button. I just think anybody could win this race. That's how competitive it is. I'm going to go for a price horse. I'm hoping the 1 stays at a big price in there. In the 7th race, the 1, 6, and 9. That's where we're going to try to beat Sauer on the stretch out.
Oh, yeah, Sauer trying a mile for the first time today. For Linda Rice, I picked that filly on top, but there's a bunch of other nice fillies in the 38 go. All right, let's take a look here. Our picks for race 4, nice maiden special weight. We both go with the Hammy Smith 2-year-old. Very sharp debut. Had to break from the 1 hole in a big 11-horse field. Broke with speed, got to the front, was in front by 3, turnover home. Just got beat by Danza Rebel, who's going to be one of the favorites, I believe, either tomorrow or Monday in an allowance race here at Laurel Park. I picked Danza Rebel on top, so Going for Gold coming out of a very strong race. Toledo going to get a dream trip on the outside with early speed here with the 6 Going for Gold.
He's a horse, 11-horse field that day, Stan. Drew the rail,
right.
Came away pretty cleanly, pretty sharp, was able to handle pressure from a quick horse. It was, I believe it was Smile Brian was the speed for motion and stumbled a little bit out of the break, but went and just kind of pressed him. This horse shook clear, looked home free. Just I'm not going to say weary leg. This horse was dead game, just got beat by a little bit more seasoned horse in Danza Rebel. Draws outside today, gets a more comfortable run, I think, through the opening quarter of a mile, and that's going to get him over the top.
All right, we both like the 10. I didn't use the 1 VIP ticket. Good second against maiden special weight here at Laurel 2 starts ago. Disappointing effort last out in the Maryland Juvenile Fraternity, but he was 55-1 in there. He got clobbered. Can he rebound from that and get back in good form?
Yeah, that worries me a little bit when you try to squeeze a little bit too much out of a horse. You throw a maiden in a spot like that. Was 55-1. Caught in between horses, kind of made an early move against a good horse and Always Mining. I wish he would have sustained a little bit better, but the 2-back try, he was kind of stopped cold at the quarter pole, was able to kind of ramp things back up and finish well between horses. So VIP ticket, turning back in distance, are they asking just too much of him in a short period of time? That's my biggest concern with him. But you've got the other part of the entry still in, right? Joker Delish, sharp workout December the 12th, 3/4 over this racetrack.
Yep.
Mare was 0 for 4, but has 3 winning sips.
All right, but they all have to beat the 6 Going for Gold there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. We're a little over here. We have lots of stuff to cover. Still 5 more stake races to talk about. And I have a pick 6 ticket as well. Nice carryover today in the pick 6. We'll check all that out right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back here. All right, race 5 is going to kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. It's the Jennings Stakes, $75,000 for 3 and up going a mile. There's the carryover in the Pick 6, almost $1,700. I have a ticket. Let's check it out, a $32 ticket. I go 5 deep here in the Jennings. I like the 2, John Jones. That'll be your favorite with McCarthy aboard for Lacey Gaudette, but the 3 Rockin' on By is going to be your favorite in there probably for Claudio. I like the 4 Chord Maker in there. I like the 7 Sunny Inspired, and don't count out Gary Capuano with his nice 6-year-old, the 8 Final Prospect with Weston Hamilton aboard. So I'm 5 deep here in the Jennings, in the Jen Talking. I like the 6 Belial and the 7 NJ's Brass. NJ's Brass, my top pick there, and the Jen Talking. Race 7 to 38 Go-Go. I like the 4 Sour for Linda Rice, but the 6 Forever Liesel, she's going to be dead fit going to that mile wire, cutting back from 9 furlongs last out. So I go 4-6 there in race 7. Race 8, the Dave's Friend. I like the 2 Altissimo and the 5 Lakai. Lakai is going to be awfully tough. And I key on the 3 Crab Cakes. I don't think they can be Crab Cakes today. I key on her and the Politely. And race 10's wide open. That's a nickel 2 life filly and mares going 6 furlongs. I used a 4, 6, 7, 10 there. So a $32 ticket. A lot of people are going to be singling probably today on Crab Cakes, right?
Yeah, Crab Cakes was a scratch out of the Willow on the Move Stakes. The track came up wet, so I think it ended up being sloppy that day. It was a day where the track changed conditions a couple times. So I think they got a little bit lucky here. The moisture coming out of this racetrack, maybe that they were pointing for. That's my only concern there. You know, she was scratched out of that race. She's run better, clearly, on a fast track. So, but, yeah, she's going to be a short price, no doubt.
For sure. All right, let's check out race 5 here. The Jennings, 75,000, 3 and up, going a mile. We have a video spotlight on the who's probably going to be the favorite here, the 2 John Jones. He's won this race the last 2 years here. Actually, we have a sound bite from Lacey on John Jones, but we're going to start with the 3 Rockin' on By. We have a video spotlight of Rockin' on By. You pick him on top, I pick him in my exacta. Let's see the race from December 8th here at Laurel Park to Howard Bender.
Yeah, we're going to pick him up here for the final 1/8 of a mile on the far outside. You've got Lakai going at it along with Lewisfield, 2 of the best sprinters around. We're going to see Lakai today. Look at this finish. Rockin' on By. He is rolling. Just can't quite get the Lakai. This is 3rd time Claudio now.
Sure.
I know this is asking a little bit, 6 furlongs to a mile, but I think this horse is capable. He's hit the board numerous times going a mile distance. That was then. This is now. He's laying closer to quicker internal fractions. He's showing some finish. I think he's going to be poised just off of the speed. John Jones, he will not have it easy up front with Taco Supreme in this race. I can tell you that. Taco Supreme is razor sharp right now for Dilla DeVico. He's run upwards of 86, 87 Buyer. He's got positional speed. Those 2, I think, have got to hook up at some point. Rockin' on By is going to be able to just kind of creep up to the leaders, I believe, when they turn for home and give that final. He's just going to have to run that final 1/4 of a mile, and I think he's going to be capable of doing it and unleashing a run from there.
Yeah, Rockin' on By, the 7-year-old. He's made over 600,000. His lifetime best Buyer is a 94, and he ran a 93 last out, second time Claudio. So looks like Claudio has him cycling into top form. You get Victor Carrasco aboard again. So it's going to be a good horse race. Yeah, John Jones, he's going to be forwardly placed. Taco Supreme will be right there. Rockin' on By is going to be coming late. I go with John Jones on top here. They aim for this race every winter. This will be his 2nd race back this winter. He had some time off. He had October off and most of November. They brought him back on the Swatera late November up there at Penn. I think that was just to give him a race. He ran well last September in the fine. Just got beat a neck there by Sunny Inspired. So he was in good form last September. I think they were just giving him a race last out up there at Penn National. He's won this race the last 2 years. Let's hear what trainer Lacey Gaudette, who's 31% winners, by the way, this fall here at Laurel Park. She's red hot. Here's what she has to say about her 6-year-old Maryland-bred John Jones.
He's doing really well. It's been a a little tough to get the perfect spots for him. We knew that coming back off the layoff before when he went on his winning streak, but he's doing great and he's fantastic going a mile, especially against Maryland breds. He gets a big heart on the lead. There's one other speed horse in there, so I think if they can kind of duke it out a little bit and he can last, I feel he'll be pretty close to the pace.
Okay, so she thinks he'll be close to the pace, and she alluded to that other speed horse in the race, and that's the 6 Taco Supreme. And he's trying a mile for the first time. He is going to be dangerous early on here. Yeah, that does concern me. Will that soften up John Jones enough for a closer like Rockin' On By? It's going to be a good horse race. You get the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, on John Jones, and Victor Carrasco on Rockin' On By. So 2, 3 for me. You have the 3 on top. The 4, we both like the 4. Cordmaker, yeah, absolutely. Third race back this winter off the layoff. Big effort last out. He's a talented horse. He's 2 for 2 at this distance. Alex Centron gets on, I believe, for the first time today. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I think Carrasco is going to go with Claudio's with Rockin' On By. And Cordmaker, a 3-year-old, late in the year here, pretty much at the end, has gotten into his best form. And boy, had a lot of pre-race antics that I think took a little starch out of him last time out. And he still finished well. I did not believe he was going to overcome what he did just to miss to head to a good horse in Divine Intervention. It was really held form well for Lacey Gaudet. Cordmaker, I like him at this mile distance. I think he's gonna pop and run a big race again.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses here. The 7, Sunny Inspired. He was dead game in the fine last September. He's awfully good against these Maryland breds here on his home track. And I use the 8 as well. I use the 8 on my pick 6 here. Final Prospect, Weston Hamilton, and Gary Capuano second off the layoff. We'll get a decent price there, and he's won 3 other than allowance races here at Laurel Park before. He won one last January here at Laurel.
Yeah, Gary got a couple long shots in today. Final Prospect, Haley's Flip's going to be a price, but you don't want to let him go. He's crafty. He knows when to strike.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 6. We'll kick off our late pick 5. No carryover today. It paid big again on Wednesday, but as always, we have that industry low 12% takeout. Late pick 5 starts in race 6. The Jen Talking, $100,000 stakes for 2-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs. My price play of the day is the 7, and we have a video spotlight. Let's get right to the video here on the 7, NJ's Brass. Here's her last win, December 14th here at Laurel Park, going 5.5. A good-looking win here against Allowance Company.
Yeah, this wasn't really the strongest group, but NJ's Brass was second-time blinkers, turning back in distance off of that try in the 10th at the Grade 3 up in New York. But, man, look at the way she handles this field. I mean, she is keen and ready to go. Pulls away easily through the final 3/16 of a mile, and Pimentel, pretty much motionless. I mean, just a little bit of hand urging there. We just don't give out the handily comment easy upstairs. Some of the chart callers are, we're tough on you, know, and we're gonna watch these riders all the way to the wire. Watch every little move they make. This filly had plenty left when she went past the wire. Another one going 5.5 to 7, but she's got the couple mile races under her belt. Yeah,
big effort.
She's going to be well placed. This is a great horse race. Great job by the racing office putting this one together. I got more notes on my page. I can't even see what I've got anymore. I can't even read my own writing. Yeah.
I just think the 7 NJ's Brass just going to benefit from an outside draw, as just going to get a dream stalking trip with Pimentel. She can go to the front if she wants to. I don't think Pimentel probably lays second or third or something. There's enough early speed to the inside in here. Let's take a look at your top pick. The 1 Hour Super Freak was awfully impressive 2 starts ago, and a real good second last out too. Congrats, Gal, who's been one of the top 2-year-old fillies around.
Yeah, me hedging a little bit. My top 6 thinking there might still be a little bit of moisture in this racetrack. Will it still be there by race 6? But nonetheless, she's run hard every step of the way. I can't believe she got off at the price she did against Congrats Gal. I know Congrats Gal was very short, but she didn't really garner a lot of respect. I could have her line too high at 12, no doubt about it. But I had a really tough time with this race because I do think they're going to bet the Penn National horse that's coming in. But our Super Freak is holding for him, and look at these couple works coming into it. She must be tearing down the barn. 5/8 and 57 and 2, 5/8 and 58 and 3. Hasn't really missed a beat, but even doing anything close to a minute off of that race. Positional speed, yeah, Destiny over Fate, the 2-horse, I think is going to go. I don't think Suarez is going to have to really ask a ton of her. I think she's got natural speed, our super freak. She's got some finish, and she looks razor sharp right now. A little bit of an upset shot here for Jamie Ness.
I wanted to pick her on top. Ness was very high. I remember talking to him after that allowance win back in late October. He's very high on this filly. She's well bred, and she's run nothing but strong races. She's got to overcome the 1 hole going 7 furlongs. So that's why I use her third. I think the 7 and 6 got a good trip on the outside. The 6 Belial's going to be a major factor in the final strides. Blinkers go on today. McCarthy's gotten nothing but good run out of this filly. She'll be if she's laying a little closer today with blinkers on, turnover home. The 6 is going to be right there today. Belial
really done nothing wrong on her last several starts. And her last race was the race where the leader, the Trombetta horses, went out blazing, opened up 7 or 8 around the turn, came back to the field. Kind of tough to gauge your run too when you're so far back. But Belial, they put the blinkers on, want her to kind of maybe stay a little bit more in touch with this field. They didn't even talk about the morning line favorite yet. The 9, Stan, please flatter me. 2 wins, 2 widening wins, both at Penn National, but beat the right kind of horses. You see, last time out in the Blue Mountain Futurity, buried Ujjayi, a horse that came back, that broke its maiden here quite convincingly, Stan, and handled her with ease. She's a bigger horse. She kind of ducked out at the break, but really got positioned easily into fast fractions and handled no problem. A bigger filly, I like her drawn to the outside. That's a good position for her. She's done nothing wrong. It wouldn't be no surprise to make it 3 straight here for Mark Reed and Connections. And what a buy. $12,000 purchase, smart angle. Oh, very good buy there.
And Mark Reed having a good fall meet. I just wasn't sure what to make of the 3 Penn National horses. The 8, 9, and 10. They all come in here with some big buyer speed figures. And again, and solid resumes. The 8, Kaylasaurus, won by 12 in debut with a big number. And the Aaron McClellan filly, the 10, she was a very impressive winner here last August. So, but I go against them. It's a real tough stake. We have a sound bite. I like the 2 a little bit in here. The 2, Destiny Over Fate, big third last out behind Belial back in November, only beaten a neck by Belial. So if I like the 6 Belial, I have to like the 2 Destiny Over Fate, a 2-year-old filly by Drill. Jevion Toledo rides today for Lacey Gaudette. Here's what Lacey had to say about her 2-year-old filly.
She's doing fantastic off that last race. Obviously, we thought she was a very nice filly from the beginning, and we kind of gave her some time off over the summer, and she had a rough trip in the 1 hole, in the slop on that first time back off the layoff, and she ran back last time a really, really good race. She really needed that, so I think it put her exactly where we wanted her, and this is maybe a little bit of a step for her, but we have long-term plans for her, so I think it's the right spot to get her into.
All right, so this will be her 3rd race back this winter time. She's been training well. Look at the works here: 47-3, 59-4. So she's sitting on a big effort and gets one of the top riders, Jevion Toledo.
Yeah, and I believe it's first time Lasix today, if I'm not mistaken, for Destiny Over Fate. Yeah, and
that's
she was a little
big.
green the first couple races as well. You see the first race bore out 6 wide, was able to recover. It was still a little green with some trouble, no doubt about it. She commented about that troubled race on the return in October, but put it together and was dead game. Did not want to look like she was going to kind of drop back off of it to the inside of rivals. Kept trying. I really liked it that day at 12-1. Almost got the money for us, but yeah, respect, no doubt. Destiny Over Fate. Heck of a horse race here in race number 6.
All right, let's turn the page here. We're way over here. We have 6 stake races here. Race 7 kicks off the late pick 4. It's the $100,000 38 Go-Go, Leatherberry's old big stake horse, right? 38 Go-Go. Filly and Mares 3 and up, going a flat mile here. Ken the 4. We had a video spotlight on the 12, Timeless Curls, who I liked in the spot a lot, but Timeless Curls scratched, so did the 13, and so did the 2, Lady Vicky. I think those are the only scratches in here. Yeah, scratch the 2, 12, 13 here in race 7. The 4, Sour, my top pick. She's trying a mile for the first time today, and she has early speed. She's going to probably be going right to the front with Horacio Caramano's 3-year-old daughter, a flatter for Linda Rice. Ran a lifetime best going 7 furlongs on a muddy track 2 starts ago against Stakes Company at Belmont. She went right to the front that day and won by 5 1/4. Beat Tequilita in there, who came back to win. So that was 7 furlongs. So, and she won that easy with a 91. So I think if she gets to the front today, she might have to work for it a little bit. But Caramano's not going to kill her early. She doesn't have to have the lead early. I think she can get the mile today. So I pick her on top.
I think she's going to have to kind of choose a point where she throws a knockout punch, whether it's on the lead or just off the lead. Checked out her breeding. Pretty much everything is sprint, a lean towards the sprint. This is a test. Yeah, she's got those gaudy 90-91 buyer figures in her last 2, and she just might be that good and run them off their feet by the time they turn for home and have enough left in the tank. Some of the horses that I thought would press her are scratched, so that helps her as well. But I think the 6 Forever Eliza was moving in the right direction. Now she's coming off a little bit of a break, but not much of one. They've kept busy with her. She's got pretty much good maintenance, works all the way up to this race. I think she's kind of gotten to that next level. Got beat by Teresa Z, a very good horse in that race on November 3rd in the Grade 3 up in New York. Bishop's Pond was the winner of the 38 Go-Go last year. It would run like a big number. I think an 85 to win it last year was 4. She was well clear of that horse. So Forever Eliza, she's got she likes this track. We know she's run here before, a couple wins out of 5 starts. She's not going to let this horse get too far away. I think she's that grinding type, her or maybe Isotope, to get it as your better prices.
Yeah, I like the 6 a lot. I go 4-6 in this race for my pick 6 ticket. I love the 6 cutting back from that 9 furlong Grade 3 contest last out, where she was a real good second. So she'll be dead fit if Sowers getting a little leg weary in the final strides. Victor Carrasco, he'll be locked and loaded on this 4-year-old filly by Mineshaft, the 6 Forever Liesel, who we both like. We got to speed along here.
Okay.
Let's take a look here at race 8. Race 8 going to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. The $100,000 Dave's Friend 3 and up, going 6 furlongs. And we both have the local horse on top, the 5 Lakai. Let's show you what he did last out, coming off a 2-month layoff, 3 months, about 2-month layoff. He was locked and loaded here in the Howard Bender.
And not the easiest of trips again. Inside, and Caramanos is going to kind of say, I'm going to take back off of Lewisfield. And Lewisfield, you're thinking, hey, 22, the way as quick as this track's been, that's not terribly fast. He's just going to go ahead and cruise and go ahead and win this race. But Lakai had no parts of that. He was just going to shift out, makes another run, and does it pretty much well within himself. Just a little bit of nudging by Caramanos, the freshening. He was eager, and collars. Here we go, the last 1/8 of a mile, going to collar Lewisfield straight as a string on that correct lead. Goes on by and was resolute to the wire. I know Rockin' On By made a run at him, a big run, but I don't know if they'd have taken it into the clubhouse turn that Rockin' On By was going to go by. This horse was, he had a little bit left there when you look at it. The wire, great training job by Damon and company. Little break, and it proved well. Some big dividends for Lakai.
Yeah, I have him on top of that. Damon claimed this horse, or did he get this horse when he was young?
I think right off the bat, if I'm not mistaken. First or second race, I know that.
All right, we'll have to check back on his lifetime PPs. He's had him for a couple years now, and you're right. He's done a great job with them. I have him on top. He's going to benefit from breaking on the outside of the 2 Altissimo, who's awfully talented. He just fired 100 buyer speed figure last out in the slop at Mahoning Valley. Won by 4 that day against Stakes Company. Now, he's been beaten up against all state-bred Ohio company out there. He's coming off a layoff. He's going to have pressure to the outside like the 5 Lakai and the 7 Colonel Sharp. So I think the 2 will be right there. I pick him second. I have that 100 buyer speed figure scares me last out. Let's see if he can do that here at Laurel.
He rattles those things off like clockwork. 97, 99.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's a thistle down in Mahoning Valley. You're still running fast. We had a horse like this a couple years ago come in from Kentucky or the Midwest, was running like a Remington and all, and think the horse would garner respect. He came in here and ran awfully big. Might have been in George, but anyhow. I've got to use this horse. I don't think he necessarily needs the lead, but he's going to be into the race. I just give Lakai the home court advantage when you break it all down. And I think Cautious Giant. Here's a horse second off of layoff, first time for Kieran McGee, running against the right times, right kind down in Gulfstream Park. Uno Mas Modelo is a very good sprinter. Okay, he had trouble to get up and win that race. Caution Giant lost the whip, was making a move at the quarter pole down inside, was handridden, had to be hand urged from there. This horse turning back slightly in distance, awfully big danger for Kieran. He's going to set a perfect stalking trip.
Yeah, with Trevor McCarthy aboard. So a nice sprint there in the Dave's Friend. Let's turn the page here. Race 9 kicks off the late daily double. It's the $75,000 Politely for Maryland bred, Maryland sired filly mares 3 and up. We both have the 3 crab cakes on top. Let's show you her last race, October 20th here at Laurel Park in the Maryland Million Distaff. And she won this as the heavy favorite. Here's Crab Cakes turning for home on Maryland Million Day.
She kind of had to work for it. 45 to 1 shot, giving her all she can handle. Turning for home, she's able to shake clear in mid-stretch. Forrest Boyce with the left stick, now to the right stick past the 16th pole. Fully extended and is able to kind of hold off My Magician right to the wire. I tell you, comfortable there. She's a classy filly here, trained by Bernie Houghton. Missed the Willow on the move. That concerns me a little bit. They come back, but boy, does she have a tactical advantage over this group. I think nobody really with her kind of speed. She should be comfortable. Unless maybe Limited View is just so fresh that she kind of rolls right out and challenges her. But Crab Cakes at the 6 furlongs, awfully tough. If anybody's going to upset her, I do think it's going to be the main rival, My Magician. The one that she hasn't gotten her yet, but she might get her today.
All right, so a cold superfecta there, 3.968. In race 9, we have to speed along here.
Okay.
Race 10 is a claiming 5,000. Number 1, 2 Life filly mares going 3/4. We both have the 7 on top. Girl Drama for Claudio Gonzalez. Beaten favored last out, but that was coming off a couple months off. Now this 3-year-old daughter of Preakness winner Shackelford has a race under her belt over the track. She'll be awfully tough today here, especially cutting back from a mile to 6 furlongs today.
Yeah, she'll be tough. I think she might be a little bit further back. They didn't go that fast up front. G4 came out of that race to run well, so you like that. She might have the best finish. I think the 10's going to be the horse. The road's going to go through her turning for home. She had trouble, legitimate trouble. First off a layoff sloppy track. She gets a quicker track today, positionally perfect to the outside. So I think she's going to get the jump on the field with Claudio come and run her down. I think she's got a real good shot to do so.
All right, so both Keith and I on their leading trainer there, Claudio Gonzalez with the 7 Girl Drama in race 10. We're way over. We had a big card to get through. 10 live races, 6 stake races. The stakes action starts in race 3. Dave Rodman coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.